You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The first round of the NFL draft is done after a very entertaining first round that showed many surprises. Here to tell us all about the new faces on the turf is a very entertaining crew, might I say, with Matt Goldman, Julian, Carrera, TikTok warrior Gerard James, and Twitter warrior Bijan Pulley. The New York Giants and New York Jets had an abundance of selections in the first round of the NFL draft. Goldie, tell us about how the Giants recently got their second top 10 pick.
Yeah, it was a weird trade. It kind of came out of nowhere. The New York Giants and Cincinnati Bengals came to an agreement on Sunday, April 19th, as the Giants acquired the 10th overall pick in the NFL draft to select Francis Mauigoa, an offensive tackle out of Miami, as the Bengals obtained three-time Pro Bowler and two-time second-team All-Pro Dexter Lawrence second. The Giants look to promote their future by getting a monumental young piece, and the Bengals shape up their defensive line heavily after losing Trey Hendrickson this offseason.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. No sexy Dexy.
Yeah, you want to do the dance?
Sure. Why not?
Oh wow. Okay.
Anyway, both teams have obtained new players in their organizations. Gerard, which team had the more valued selections?
Definitely a team that's not doing that. What was that? Wow.
Bro, I'm on a set. Like, what do you want from me?
You could have said no. But
But I'm a man of my word. I don't turn down a challenge. Continue. Just go. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Just go.
the Jets.
Stick the phone in my face. I don't care.
The Jets had it better. They get to build for their future, and also they actually selected a tight end in the first round. Hasn't happened in wow, I don't know how long. But also now with their draft picks, how they started this round, they can also now wait, and they have Geno Smith there to build for their future.
Oh, yay. Geno.
But next year, they can actually draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say a tight end hasn't been selected in the first round in a while? You're
By the Jets.
Oh, by the Jets. Okay.
Okay.
I was going to be like,
Jets.
Tyler Warren and
Okay.
Colson Love.
I said the Jets by the Jets.
I
Okay.
heard that too, and I was like, anyway. Julian, I know you're a big Giants fan, but
I am,
both
but
of us are not too happy.
but listen, we're not going to talk about that. Right now, we're talking about the New York Jets. The Jets are for sure day one winner. Listen, I admit I was a little skeptical when I saw they were drafting David Baylee at 2. It's a bit of an oddball move, but their later picks made up for that. They got Kenyon Sadiq, one of the most athletic tight end prospects we've seen in a while, and then trading up in late in the first round at pick 30 to get Omar Cooper Jr. It's an incredible slot prospect, and I think really the Jets hit on 2 of these 3 prospects, and even the one that they missed, it was still very good.
Yeah. Bijan, I see you're pondering over there ever so slightly. What's going on?
I got to go with Julian's team. I got to go with the Giants. I mean,
That's my team too, by the way.
oh, right, my bad. Yeah. All right, I got to go with the Giants. I mean, Reese, for me, was a tier 1 prospect and the 4th best player on my big board. He's a versatile defensive weapon. He can line up as an edge rusher, drop off in the coverage off the edge. He can line up as an inside linebacker and be a phenomenal QB spy. Reese and Abdul Carter as the long-term edge duo for the Giants is, scary. And they drafted Francis Mauigoa at 10, and that was a good pick. He was a tier 2 prospect for me, 7th best player on my big board. And how do you set up your hopeful franchise QB in Jackson Dart for success? You give him a good offensive line. And Mauigoa is a versatile offensive lineman. I believe he can be a good player right guard from day one, and then eventually be a good right tackle when they eventually cut Jermaine Illuminor in 2027, with Illuminor having a dead cap hit of only $4 million after 2027.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
You're not gonna address the fact that Paulson Adebo is the cornerback 1, and your best secondary player is Javon Holland.
You know you can get Jamal McCoy on day 2.
You could.
Yeah.
He's not
You
gonna
could
play
also
this year.
you could also get somebody else could take him.
Well, here's my issue with the Arvell Reese sighting, where the Giants.
Matt Goldman.
Hey, okay. Well, my pick's the Jets, due to the fact that Aaron Glenn and Daryl Muji were on a mission come day 1. David Baylee is going to get 10 sacks as a rookie. Kenyon Sadiq may be number 2 in receiving yards for the Jets. He's going to compete with Omar Cooper Jr. These are 3 picks that are going to be starters right off the bat for the Jets, and it was really substantial because this team is trying to raise themselves from the dumps to about average play. When it comes to New York Giants, though, the Arvell Reese pick is just not getting it for me. There was a lot of players on the board. There was Caleb Downs. There was Sonny Styles, who's a traditional linebacker, and I think he fits a Giants defensive scheme way better. I think he fits a Denard Wilson scheme better than Arvell Reese does. So then again, I don't think the Giants made the smart choice with Arvell Reese there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
whatever. Yeah.
say something, because you clearly have something to say.
I do have something to say. No one thought Alvaro Reese was going to be there. We all thought he was going to the Jets, and you're saying drafting him at 5 is a mistake?
Yes, it's a mistake.
Yes,
He
it's
doesn't
100%
fit in the
a mistake.
system. He's not. You have an abundance of the same type of players. You have Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Arvell Reese.
Kayvon Thibodeau's not going to be there past the season.
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
Schefter already made an announcement that they're bringing him back next year. They have no intention to trade him.
Okay, like, do we really think...
You're on Twitter. You don't see that?
Yeah.
Of course I saw that, but Arvell Reese is a better prospect than Sonny Styles, clearly, and he's going to be better than Kayvon Thibodeau in the long term. What are we talking about? You're questioning about giving him a second contract.
It's all right. I don't think. I don't
Abdul
really
Carter
think,
last year.
Okay. I honestly.
Because Shane Bowen was terrible at his job. What are we talking
Honestly,
about?
I'm just gonna say this. I don't think either of you really know what you're talking about. Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
In the draft, there will be day 1 winners. There will be day 1 losers. Goldie, what do you think was the best pick of the first round?
Caleb Downs is a Dallas Cowboy. The Cowboys leapfrogged Miami,
This is
traded from
second
12
time.
to 11, and got Caleb Downs. Jerry Jones found himself a cornerstone in the defense, the second cornerstone he's drafted since Micah Parsons. But you add him to this Cowboys defense, whose defensive front is really, really solid. They're in a 3-4. Caleb Downs is projected to play nickel, or he'd be the running mate alongside Malik Hooker for the long term. I think this is a really good selection from Dallas, and I think stuff will start brewing immediately in that Dallas secondary. When you have a player like Downs' caliber, who is an All-American and a freshman All-American at his time at Alabama and then at Ohio State.
Gerard?
Dallas still won't win until Jerry Jones puts curtains up.
Honestly, he's probably right.
You could call me a fan on this one, and I'm going to take that. But I'm going to have to go with Carnell Tate to the Titans, as Cam Ward now actually gets a weapon that he can actually rely on. And the man's yard after catch is phenomenal. If you watched him at Ohio State, he catches it off a slant, and he's torching defenses. This is something that the Titans are going to need, and that's actually like one of the best picks in the last few years for them also.
Yeah. Julian?
As much as I like the Caleb Downs pick, as Goldie mentioned, I'm actually going to pivot because the Cowboys did mess it up at the 23 spot. So I'm going to pivot.
They have to mess it up somehow.
Exactly, always.
Cowboys being
I'm going to
Cowboys.
pivot to Dylan Tiemann to the Bears. It's just an incredible value, considering this guy was supposed to go 18 to the Vikings and managed to somehow fall all the way down to 25. Not to mention, he's an excellent fit in this Bears defense. They just lost their ball hawk safety in Kevin Byard, and they picked up another 10 years younger ball hawk safety. So I think if you're the Bears, you'd be really happy about what you just selected.
Yeah, definitely a bright future looking ahead for the Bears and Caleb Williams. Bijan, close us out. Winner losers from draft night 1.
You might say I'm a little biased, but honestly, I don't care. It's Mekhi Lemon to the Eagles. I mean, A.J. Brown will most likely be traded to the Patriots post-June 1st, and there's a huge A.J. Brown void that needs to be filled, and that means they have a desperate need of wide receiver. And Philly getting Mekhi Lemon is an absolute home run of a pick. He was my wide receiver 1 and the 6th best player on my big board. Lemon is a very good route runner that can play well lining up in the slot and on the outside. He brings passes outside of his catch radius regularly, despite only being 5'11". And he's a big play waiting to happen. You get the ball in his hands, he's going to get tons of yards after the catch. Harry Roseman, he did it again, and he has formed a wide receiver duo in Devontae Smith and Lemon that will terrorize the NFL for the next several years.
Yeah, what's with you guys and picking from your team?
Well,
Bias.
Well, I mean,
Bias.
Oh, boo.
Bias.
I'm trying to figure out what
We
Philly.
switch the conversation over to the day 1 losers. Bijan, what team had the worst day in day 1?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I got to go with the Houston Texans. I mean, they drafted Caitlin Rudge in the first round when he's really a mid to late second round prospect, or maybe even a third round prospect. It's not even bad enough they drafted him. You traded up to get him. You gave up a third round pick and a 5th round pick. Nobody was trading up for Caitlin Rudge. You was bidding against yourself. For what? For him? Be serious. And you just overdrafted a player just because he was position of need when there was better players at the same position in Emmanuel Pregnon and Chase Basantis on the board.
Yeah.
Yep.
Matty G.
So, by the way, that reminds me of the Cole Strange pick when New England reached for him, but that's not important. My pick is Caleb Banks going to the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are in the brink of being a playoff team next season, and the fact they go out and get Caleb Banks, who already has a broken foot that he got in February when training for the NFL Combine, is definitely not substantial. Sure, the intangibles, the measurements look really fantastic for Caleb Banks, but he only played 3 games of college football last year. 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Really? In 3 games? I understand your goal is to clog the run, but that's not showing me anything that's too much. There were so many better interior defensive linemen on the board. Kaden McDonald, Peter Woods, Lee Hunter, Christian Miller. There are so many guys that I think that could have been a better fit with the Minnesota Vikings, and Caleb Banks is not doing it for me.
Yeah, I mean, 3 games in college this season. Wow, I don't know. I don't know where the philosophy is there, but Gerard.
I don't know either, but I'm trying to figure out what the philosophy was with the Arizona Cardinals selecting Jeremiah Love with the 3rd pick when you already have James Conner and Trey Benson already in the your wide receiver room, your running back room. But the Cardinals, they also need a lot more help on defense. Jeremiah Love just does not fit that system. The Cardinals, they need way more help in other places. That was like the worst pick, I think, for that. Definitely for the number 3.
Yeah, to each their own.
It's a fun offense now. You have Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, now Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
And who's going to get them the ball?
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, he's going to put up them garbage time stats, best believe.
We love Jacoby Brissett.
I don't know. I love Jacoby Brissett. I'm going to try to get me some Jeremiah Love on my fantasy team.
Okay, you do that. Julian.
I'm gonna need you guys to entertain me for 1 second.
Uh-oh.
So, right here,
Wait, what is
Oh, got under there.
no.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh, no. Oh,
the
no.
jersey of one Kayvon Thibodeau.
Someone has a Kayvon Thibodeau?
I didn't know these
Yeah,
things existed.
Really?
I'm about to
I
say,
didn't think so either.
you could probably get that on like eBay for like.
Can I see that?
Yeah, here you go.
Is it authentic?
Did I wear it?
It is authentic.
I guess
Thank
I can't
you.
wear it.
Thank you. I was going to do that. Funny story about Kayvon
wanna
Thibodeau.
wear it.
He was actually the number 5 pick for the Giants as well. He was a number 5 pick edge rusher. And last night, Joe Shane and John Harbaugh confirmed that they have no intentions of trading Kayvon Thibodeau, which means that heading into the 2026 season, for the amount of edge rushing linebackers, the Giants will have Arvell Reese, Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, and Brian Burns. Meanwhile,
I feel like
the
it's like a
Giants.
therapy session between the two of us.
Yes,
This feels like a
yes,
this feels like a therapy session.
that's the best way to.
He sounds like
Thank you.
You
Jeff.
sound like you have PTSD.
Wait a minute.
Oh, right.
What?
All right, ignore him. Ignore him.
I'm listening to you. You got my full divided attention. Let's do this.
Ignore him. As for the Giants' secondary,
Sucks.
Caleb Downs was right there.
He was
right him there for the taking.
And they should have picked him.
Enough. He was there. Yes.
And they took Arvell Reese.
He did.
Okay. That's not a bad player, Julian.
They even went down to 10, and they still didn't get Caleb Downs. But that's
you're
besides the
about to
point
cry.
because Arvell Reese is and now what the situation is Greg Newsome is the only thing stopping Mekhi Lemon from running up and down this Giants defense.
Yeah.
And all we have to show for it is a 6-sack season out of Arvell Reese.
All right. Yeah. You got. Yeah. I 100% agree with you. Yeah. You.
It's like
These are words like straight from the heart. This
Yeah.
is pain.
yeah, oh, you can feel it. It feels like he's about to be crying.
Like he's
Sunday.
look, I see him shaking.
I'm getting myself upset here. I have to move on. I'm sorry.
If you need to talk after this, just let me know.
We could talk offline. Don't worry.
Yeah.
32 draft prospects have been selected in the first round, and plenty of players who were projected have not been picked. Julian, wrap it up. Who was the biggest first-round snub last night?
Well, I'll wrap it up like the Giants will be wrapping up their season.
Bruh.
The biggest first-round snub was without a doubt Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. We're taking a look at his stats here. At 77 tackles, 2 interceptions, 5 pass deflections, and 3 forced fumbles. Some pretty impressive stats here, and they kind of just speak for themselves. There's not much to say here. I think he's an absolutely outstanding prospect, one of the better run support safeties in this entire draft class, and really the one that we've seen in a while. I'd love it if the Giants could take a guy like that, but considering how they've been drafting, we obviously know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah. What's it called? Big first-round snub, although I think we could see him going very early, possibly even next pick to the 49ers.
Oh, potentially. Bijan, finish us out for this one.
I mean, I got to go with Jeremiah McCoy, the cornerback from Tennessee. I mean, the man had a phenomenal sophomore season. 44 tackles. He had half a tackle for loss. He had 4 interceptions and 9 pass deflections. I understand his injury stuff is scary. He missed all of last season with a torn ACL. Plus, doctors are worried he may need to get a surgery to replace a bone plug that was used to repair a cartilage defect in his knee. But if he just had the ACL injury worry, he would have been a top 15 pick comfortably. I mean, in 2024, as a true sophomore, McCoy put out top 5 player in the draft tape. He has the size, quick twitch athleticism, ball skills, and ability to cover well in man and zone coverage to be an elite boundary corner. He reminds me a lot of Christian Gonzalez. If he can stay healthy, whatever team gets McCoy in the second round is getting an absolute steal.
All right, we'll see what happens. Matt G.
Jacob Rodriguez, I'm not shocked he wasn't picked in the first round, but this is somebody who's been on my big board. I love watching play college football at Texas Tech because, truthfully, he's a stat sheet sufferer. Wherever he's played, he's been excellent. in every regard. You need a leader defensively if you're a team that's looking to get into the playoffs. And I think Jacob Rodriguez presents that beautifully. 128 tackles, 4 interceptions, 6 passes defended, and 7 forced fumbles. Jacob Rodriguez is an A1 player. A team like Buffalo needs somebody like Jacob Rodriguez to come in, be the Mike linebacker, and there's a new defensive structure with Jim Leonard and the rest of the guys. It's going to be really interesting to see where Jacob Rodriguez goes, but it's going to be the mustache.
Oh, God. Gerard, get out of here, Gerard.
All right.
You know how Coop likes Patino? Mine's
No.
Jacob Rodriguez.
Okay, yeah. So mine is, and y'all can say I'm a little biased here, but it's from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Kenny McDaniel, the Big Ten lineman of the year back in 2025. As he had 65 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. This guy can just do it all on the defense. Double team, he's occupying without giving ground. He's making it harder for offensive lines to even reach the linebackers, and he does a great job of sliding and sidestepping, getting on the blocks. This man should have been gone in the first round. He'll be, early second round pick, but hey, it is what it is. The Cardinals could have took him too, and at least
At
helped
3?
that.
At 3?
Are you
traded
crazy?
up?
Wait,
no,
wait.
Stop. I didn't say at 3, but they could have traded up to go get him. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, should back in the.
One of the guys.
I was going to say, you're going to put me into shock, my heart's
no,
pounding through my chest.
no.
Yeah.
All right.
Worse than me.
All right, guys. Well, draft night 1 was fun. Draft night 2 is fun. Julian, we could do whatever we got. We could hash it
cry in
out
front of the
after.
TV
Well,
on
we could go
Sundays.
cry in the green room
If you need
afterwards.
anything, just let me know.
Yeah, I
when
got
you can hit me
definitely,
up.
definitely. But the NFL draft coverage is done. Stay tuned as the pigskin turns into a baseball. Ooh, as we go from one professional league to another professional league with Sean Buck and my favorite, Tyler Cooper, and the MLB fellas next on WP Sports Desk.